like you're ready to take on the day. I am recovering from that procedure on my mouth still, and still hurts quite a bit actually. But first, I want to go show you the water vapor loop like I do every day. Upper level water vapor shows broad. Let me step back. I'm gonna do a little something different today. I'm gonna focus on the East Coast in general, Southeast, Northeast, and Mid Atlantic, partially because severe weather moving this way, also because of the extreme heat that's supposed to be coming up in the Mid Atlantic um, next couple of days. It's particularly concerning because those temperatures aren't normally felt in that area. Those are air temps, so it's supposed to be very hot. So um, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the severe weather threat next couple of days along the Midwest. As you can see here, Water Vapor Loop shows a lot of storms out here in the lower Mississippi Valley. Uh, this corridor is especially prime today for severe weather. Anyway, broad high pressure, upper level high pressure. See clockwise flow around here. Embedded short waves, meaning embedded ripples in the flow that can enhance lift, which can contribute to storms every day. We're right on the edge of, this is really the edge. We're not solidly under high pressure right now. So the potential is still there, although lower for rain today and next few days. Increasing chances. When I talk about severe weather, this is the day one outlook. You can see biggest threat for tornadoes in the Great Lakes region. High winds as well. 30% chance of wind gusts 50 knots or higher within 25 miles of a point, as long as along the mid-Atlantic coast. And with hail, a little bit of lesser threat, and another 5% chance up here. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a speckled region in here later today that denotes a probability of higher winds. I think it's 60 knots or higher, or 65 knots or greater when 25 miles. Like I said, next day, severe weather, thunderstorms in general, marginal risk in the northern high plains, northwest, states bordering Canada here. Still working on remembering all my state names. Sorry about that. Slight risk for tornado winds, high winds 10%, within brown, hail, the main threats there. For Friday, general thunderstorms in the southeast down into Texas, lower Mississippi Valley, upper Midwest, northeast, down into the southwest, west of Texas, and slight risk categorically with a speckled region already, 10%, 15% chance of severe weather, significant severe weather in 25 miles of a point. What that means is this far out, that means they're pretty confident there's going to be significant severe weather um, in this area. But at this range, they don't talk about what particular mode. Well, they talk about it, but they don't show it on here. So we'll get more detail about that next day or so. As far as rain chances go, for us here, still a chance of rain today, but not much of one. At least, let's refresh this. Thursday, 60 Thursday, which is tomorrow. Let's go back here. At least 0.1 inch. Still, actually, this is every 6 hours here. So, see the chances 10%. Of course, increased chances up this way, closer to the some forcing and other things that will bring about the chance for higher precipitation chances. Excuse me. But if you go back a little across the whole East Coast here, make it a little bit easier. You can see South Carolina, North Carolina. There's some areas where pretty much no chance of rain next couple of days. And that kind of fills in. You can see all along, pretty much anybody from the Mississippi Valley eastward has a chance of rain each day. There's going to be a cold front moving through here this weekend, which is part of our severe weather, which will limit rain chances as you go further west. As far as temperatures go, it's going to be hot. Let's start off with the mid-Atlantic. I want to show the max temps each day. Today, 8 p.m. You could see the temperatures here, 90s all the way up to southern New Jersey. Today, and even hotter. Pretty amazing, isn't it? It's same air temperature here as it is up here. It's even hotter. And that's probably because the urban heat line on 96 seems kind of an anomalous reading there, but it must have something to do with what city is there. Let's zoom in on Baltimore. That's urban heat island. That's just because there's so much. Any place you have a lot of buildings and everything, it's a lot harder for the heat. Just there's nowhere for it. It's all reflected back up into the atmosphere, which is right up into the lower levels, which aids in the heating of the ground and the air right above it. That's why it's hotter there. Let's back out. There we go. Day 3. It looks like day 2, which is Thursday, is for the Northeast going to be the hottest day. I'm going to have to look. I think this is modulated by precipitation up in this area. Still going to be hot, right? But down here in the southeast, still air temperatures in the 90s. Day 6, 90s. Wow. Okay. So temperatures rebound. It's really, really hot. What highs in the hundreds up here. So, wow, all the way up in the Maine. It's crazy. So, I want to look at the heat index values this weekend up there. What's projected. You can see, especially later in the period, heat index is 100, 101. Crazy. Hundreds. That's really dangerous, folks. Especially for people that, the elderly, stuff like that. Let's look at the Mid-Atlantic, see the same thing. It's just, wow. Okay. So, I know I keep saying wow, but that's really hot. Heat index values over 100 is really dangerous. I'm sure there'll be a heat advisory or some kind of heat warning put into place. In the southeast, we're more used to these temperatures, but I mean, look at how expansive the high temps are like this. Let's go national. Let's see. All along this area, it's going to be hot. Wow, okay. Going to cool off maybe a little bit by next weekend. We can all hope. So, what's driving um, these hotter temperatures? If I had to guess without looking at models, I would say that high pressure is building in. Let's go to the national view. I think we looked at this yesterday. Upper level high pressure firmly over, pushing the jet stream way, way up north here, suppressing. Upper level high pressure leads to, typically when you have high pressure aloft, you have higher pressure can't be right underneath it. Usually lower pressure is under higher pressure, but in this case, because air anyway, it's the way the high and low pressures work. You can't have a high pressure stacked all the way from the top of the atmosphere to the bottom because of the way air flows from low to high pressure. So higher pressure at the surface further east, higher pressure aloft, which is really expansive over most of the eastern half of the country, really, with a really deep trough along the northwest. This will continue. Let's follow this along. Really, it continues 24th. That trough really doesn't eject until the Midwest until Thursday of next week. It looks like here what the GFS is showing is it wants to bring a low pressure system into our area, upper level low pressure system, excuse me, into area towards the end of the week. Let's take a look here. Yeah, towards the end of next week. So that's 8 days out. So the general trend is for high temperatures the next week or so, slightly lower rain chances. And what I'm going to do is go through the actual what the model thinks reflectivity is going to be. All of the as far as radar simulation goes. In the Northeast, quite a bit of coverage initially. But not a lot of precip. It's probably easier if I go 120 hours out and look at we can go more than that. This is just like cumulative precip. Seems to be some focus here along the southeast coast. But this is cumulative, don't forget. So with some more building of precip in the southeast late in the period. This is way out. So that being said, I'm going to look at what the predictive center shows for excessive rainfall in the coming days. Day one today. Wow. Okay. Well, there's this might be all graphically enhanced up here. Features there that are enhancing the rainfall. You can see it moves to the northeast and upper Midwest and Great Lakes, Mississippi Valley, marginal and slight threat, marginal, and there's not much of anything else. Which excessive rainfall wise anyway. So let's look at what the long range outlooks are for precip temperatures. As I said, 6 to 10 day outlook. Look at the bullseye here. And we talked about the low temperatures out here. Really high probability being above normal, which we saw. Precip near normal, below normal for the next 6 to 10 days. Temperature is still above normal on the eastern half of the U.S. Precip, still a good chance of being above normal for most of the U.S. 3 to 4 weeks out, which is a lot less certain. You can see what it says here. And then 1 month, still above average chances of precip in the southeast, northwest below probably, and good chance of it being above normal for most of the U.S. even 1 month out. 3 months, you can see what it says. Northwest into the deep south, below chances, precip, low chance of precip, a little bit above there. That might be due to the monsoon season kicking in. Monsoon season, just the tropical moisture coming up this way into this area, and above average chances of precip along the east coast. For today, let's look at what the models are showing for radar coverage. This is a model that goes further out. I'm just going to do a broad view here. Showers in the northeast, maybe some thunderstorms this morning. Nothing much else except along the spine of the Appalachians. Maybe orographically enhanced there. Precip changes increasing tonight, and maybe along the Gulf Coast, and maybe reaching into middle Georgia possibly, but you see a void of a lot of precipitation here. That cold front I talked about moving this way, lines of thunderstorms kind of fizzling out, and maybe an MCS, mesoscale convective system, forming here and trying to surge southward through the southeast. And on Thursday, and you see storms building up here in the northeast, when we talked about severe weather possibilities. As we get closer, we'll have some more clarity on what we think is going to happen. But the main points here are extreme heat in the mid-Atlantic, pretty much anywhere along the East Coast, with increased rain chances towards the end of the week with severe weather